Welcome to Everything Counts Sports Edition, a special 4-part vodcast series featuring 4 of Investec's sports ambassadors and some of the most loved athletes in the country. Once a month, we sit down with one of our ambassadors and really get frank about money, how they made it, how it shaped them, and the financial mistakes they've made along the way. Today's guest needs little introduction. From the streets of Kraaifontein in Cape Town to playing on some of the biggest stages in world rugby. He's a man known for his grit, humility, speed, and unstoppable determination. I'm delighted to be joined by World Cup rugby champion, trailblazer, and one of South Africa's most favorite sons, Cheslin Kolbe. Cheslin, thank you for joining us here on Everything Counts. Let's go back then to your early years as a young man growing up. What are some of the money lessons that you're getting at that point? Are your parents teaching you how to save, be patient with money, or you a kid that gets their money and just blows it on sweets?
My dad would always tell me, listen, use the money wisely, be careful what you spend it on. I think primary school, I'd either get like a 1 rand or a 2 rand every day, and I'll just save that up till the Friday, and when the weekend comes, I'll either have like a 5 rand, 7 rand, or whatever it is, and then I'll use that for the Saturday and the Sunday, and then just start again the Monday to save up. Or I'll just save up for the whole month, and then I have a good bit of cash for myself. So I think the discipline has always been there. My dad has definitely enrolled good values in terms of saving and teaching me that tool at quite a young age, and I think I've definitely taken that into where I am today. And I always try and make wise decisions, whether I need to pay for something, whether I need to pay someone else.
But you didn't get it that easy, right? You surely were doing some chores to get those 1 rands and 2 rands.
I had to do dishes, had to clean up the yard, and that to get a bit of extra cash. And sometimes there wasn't money to go to school, and you just have to just stuck it out for the day. But just for the little that I've got, I've always been appreciative of it, and also make sure that I train myself with good knowledge. And especially my parents don't come from a financial background, so all they're used to is either just saving money, keeping money at home under the pillows or the mattress and that. But today life is different.
The serious decisions came quite early in your career at 14 years old, already getting a scholarship. Do you believe your life right now, were you always going to be a rugby star, or you had other ambitions as well?
I grew up in a family where sport was everything. My dad, my mom participated in both athletics, rugby. So athletics was my number one during primary and high school, and rugby has always been a favorite because my dad was a big influence in the community, and I always went to go and train with him, watch him play on weekends, and I always loved the game. But I never thought that I would make rugby a professional career, to be quite honest. Even though I would have at that time look up to people that inspired me, that plays good rugby, and tell myself.
Who are those people, if you can remember?
My dad definitely was one. Chia Aplon.
Oh wow, what
at
a
such
player.
a young age. And then my all-time favorite was Christian Cullen. Also not the biggest guy on the rugby field, but makes a lot of magic. But just coming back to the question is, when you see someone doing good and you want to be like that person, it obviously challenges yourself with what you do to your day-to-day life, and how you see yourself and what you're willing to obviously put in to reach a certain goal and where you want to be in the future. So I think rugby basically started for me at the age of, I would say, between 14 and 16. Even though I played trials from under 12, I never made it. So within the Western Province or the region there's 12 rounds of trials. I've only made it to the second round since under 12 to under 14. And then under 15 made it to like the 4th round. And under 16, I just told my dad, listen, I'm not getting anywhere. Everybody's telling me I'm obviously too small and too light to play the game, because I'm playing against bigger guys, and that was my challenge every time. And I told him in 2008, I'm gonna give it one more crack. I'm gonna try and train as hard as I can, and obviously stay committed to hopefully getting an opportunity from someone from the outside. And 2009, I went to the same trials. Played all 12, managed to get to the final round, and got selected for the broader Western Province squad at under 16. And I must say, I was overwhelmed because I was playing against schools which had kids more than 50 to 60 kids coming with a bus to those trials, and I was the only one from our school. So try and just perform when there's opportunity given to me.
When you look back at that 14-year-old, what would you tell him now?
I think just get out of your shell. Just not be like, because I'm quite a shy guy. I don't like being out there, but just get out there, leave everything out there, and just make sure that you don't have any regrets at the end of the day. And you just enjoy every moment, enjoy working hard, enjoy the sacrifices along the way. And at times it's challenging because you got your friends at quite a young age. They're enjoying their weekends, they're enjoying their week, doing different things, where for me it was something completely different, just trying to stay focused on what my dream and my goal was, but then also to try and balance that out with my family, with my cousins and friends back home, to also enjoy my childhood.
The big time comes. Western Province is giving you a contract. I'm not going to ask you about the signing on fee, but do you remember what you did with your first paycheck?
I'll be honest. So yeah, when I was in high school, I got there's an agent that reached out to me when I made the under 16 team for the first time and had a good year. And he signed me up and said, listen, I'll be happy to look after you throughout your schooling career, just to make sure that no one tries and take advantage or someone makes empty promises to you. And till today, he's been very supportive. So yeah, a lot of respect to him. Yeah, first contract on the table was something I wasn't used to at all. I told my dad, anything they put on the table, I'm happy to sign. Whether
Just want to play.
I just want to play rugby. I'm doing something I love, and at the same time earning a salary to do so. I just saw a few zeros, and I was
Just
happy.
a few.
I was happy with that. I wasn't getting anywhere close to what the other boys were getting at that age, but anything and everything was massive for me, because where I come from, what my parents had, they never had these kind of opportunities, and I was basically the first within our family to have opportunity like this, to sign a professional rugby contract. And with my dad, he's been a massive influence and mentor in our community. And I firmly believe from that first day I've signed my contract was living out my dad's dream as well, because till today people tell me that my dad's a better rugby player than me.
Did you buy your favorite tackies? Did you buy a watch?
Yeah, probably what every rugby player does. First thing you try and buy is a car. So I've learned the hard way, to be honest. I've saved up to buy my first car. Obviously a pair of boots, trainers and that, to make sure that I'm comfortable on the field. But I think, yeah, the biggest, I wouldn't say investment, the biggest purchase I've made was a car. It's obviously not a very smart decision at such a young age, but yeah, you obviously try, and as a kid that time, you're just living in the moment, you're seeing what other people have around you, and you want to be like that too. I have that as well. Yeah, so I bought my first car. I had it for a few years. Didn't make any money off it when I sold it. So that was a flag for me already, that listen, cars are not any benefit to your future.
When did money stop being an abstract thing to you and something you saw that you needed to manage with perhaps a bigger team around you?
I think the challenging thing is, especially once you come out of school, obviously not getting any money, bargaining with your parents, giving you a buck here and there. But when you sign that first contract, it's earning good money at quite a young age, not having any background financial wise. And I think the more you get into the professional setup, the more you earn, the more people come and wanting to be a part of you, either investing or buying things. So yeah, it's obviously challenging. But for me, having that bit of savings background. I've always try and be as wise as I could have been with my money, but not having that financial background and joining Investec has been a massive change to me and my family, because I get to understand what not just putting money in the bank is, what it is to invest offshore, what it is to have different markets. So the knowledge became more wise to me, and yeah, I'm just grateful for that, because if I didn't have the people supporting me and backing me and wanting the best for me and my family, things could have probably been different. I could have made more silly mistakes and decisions, and buy other things, and just with my wife as well, because she has a good understanding of financials and that, so
Keeps you in line.
it keeps me in line, keeps me where I need to be. And yeah, just as I said, the team behind me just makes all of this possible.
You definitely have the big match temperament of scoring in a Rugby World Cup final. That's the easy stuff. How do you deal then with the home front, where I'm moving from Western Province to France as somebody that's earning that kind of money? Do you sit down with somebody that's an advisor to say, this is what the next 5 years looks like, and this is what I'd like to achieve from this particular move?
Yeah, obviously, whenever you sign a new deal, or you personally as a player and me as a family man, there's obviously a goal and a target where you want to be when the day comes when you have to hang up the boots. And you need to obviously make sure that you invest really well. You put your money in the right places so that it continues to grow, and then when that day comes, that you're in a good spot. And I can honestly say I've been with previous companies before where I had my money, and to where I am today, I go to bed with ease, and I can close my eyes knowing that my money is taken care of. It's going to the right places, it's growing, and just the connection you also build with the people that looks after your money, your financials, and that is, it's very important to have that relationship, because it's a big part of what you're earning and what your future entails.
Do you think it's one of those psychological things that athletes especially go through, where you perform better knowing that your money is taken care of? You don't have to worry about your finances and getting on the field and just doing what you do.
That just takes a lot of pressure off you as a rugby player, because at the end of the day, your main job is to perform on the field. It's so much easier for me just to focus on my rugby and playing the best whenever there's opportunity given to me, and not constantly having to think about my finances all the time. Yes, rugby is only going to last you 10 to 15 years, and then you have your whole lifetime after that. So you obviously have that in the back of your head. Listen, am I going to be fine the day I retire? But yeah, I'm definitely comfortable in saying that the people that I have has been unbelievable to me.
For any athlete, hanging up their boots, stopping doing what they love is a very tough conversation to have or even think about.
Yeah.
Has that changed the way you think about money? The fact that that, in your career, it could be a bad injury. It could be that time is up at some point, and, that's how you used to earn money. And
Yeah.
does that
Just taken
change how
away.
you treat money?
No, definitely. That's the scary part of it. You never know what the future holds. You never know what tomorrow looks like, and a career ending can happen any time. And you obviously need a plan for that when situations like that does pop up. But I think for professional athlete, if you think too much of that, that can definitely have a negative impact on how you perform in whatever sporting you participate in. But you also need to make provision for, if something does happen, that you are still fine, you still be able to live a good life and make a difference. So yeah, you always want to try and play as long as possible and earn good money. But yeah, that's a scary thing. What's the next step when your rugby career is done? Where do you go? What do you do? And for me today, not 100% sure yet, but there is a few plans and things we would love to get into. But with the advice I've gotten from people around me is obviously make sure that you just focus on what you need to do. All the other things you can start implementing slowly. And the day when you retire, that you don't just retire and there's nothing. you have something you can fall into.
Well, hopefully the retirement doesn't come soon. I think we need
Yeah,
a few
hopefully.
more World Cups for us.
Hopefully.
What kind of conversations are you having in the change rooms with the other players when it comes to money? Is there a lot of chats around, what's working out, what's not working?
I don't know how it is in other sports, but once you talk about money in a big group, it becomes a bit of a touchy subject. You obviously get certain guys that you're comfortable around with, but also once you're a bit of a more senior guy, you try and obviously encourage and give good knowledge and experience to the younger guys coming through, just to make sure that they don't make those kind of mistakes that you've made when you were younger as well. And I think the $1 million question is always what's next, what's going to happen when you finish playing. And obviously with us as a group now with the Springboks, or whether I'm in Japan, is to try and do something away from rugby that you can generate the income, that you can start something fresh with players, because at the end of the day you're there to help each other, you're there to grow together, and yeah, for me it's just wanting to see others also succeed, and not just keeping everything in for myself, giving it out to others. What they do with it, it's completely up to them, but you just don't want to see guys 10-20 years from now not knowing where their money is, what they've done with their money, and you obviously try and just give back in every way possible that's positive towards their rugby careers.
What money lessons do you carry with you now that are non-negotiables for you, that you're happy to share with other people to say, look, if you want to take care of your money and make it work for you, this is what you need to do?
I think it's definitely obviously setting out like a budget, first of all, of what you need in life, what is actually benefiting you and your family, and is it necessary to have what you have, or can you get rid of it just to reduce the deductions of that comes with every month. Just try and just be wise, because as I said earlier, you never know what tomorrow looks like, and you just want to try and set up your future. You want to set up yourself, growing and investing into good things, good markets out there. So yeah.
Are you happy about those childhood lessons? Because I still feel like you carry that. You still need to save, Cheslin, even at this point in your career.
Definitely. I try and save as much as possible, and I try and always put myself back to where I was when I grew up, what I had, what I didn't have, and just try and stay loyal to that, because it's brought me to where I am today, and even better so with the people around me, because I didn't have the knowledge of finances at a young age, and getting to have that now it's important for me, my family, and more so for my kids, because what I'm doing now is to make sure I can look after them. They have opportunities when they grow older, and opportunities I never had. So for me, whatever I do today, it's just for my family, and also to people out there that I can make a positive impact on.
You're an Investec ambassador now. Do you get a lot of people stopping you, even in the change room, on the street, saying, look, I want to do this with my money. What do you think?
I get a lot of it, when I'm with my family, just walking along the Sea Point Promenade, or whether I'm in the mall, even so with my teammates as well, because it's Investec's been something I've always wanted to be a part of, growing up, and to get that opportunity, I think it's 5 years now that I've been a part of the Investec family, has been unbelievable. And I think just from the players that I play with, always ask a question: listen, can you please put me in touch with a banker? Can you please put me in touch with a wealth advisor? And for me, I'm more than happy to do so, because I know what my money is doing. I know what the people are doing for me, and I know that it can benefit anyone out there, if obviously they want to speak to a banker or a wealth manager. So yeah, I'm happy to share that, and it's always good to get those questions from from people outside there to be a part of Investec, a global brand company. It's truly something that I never thought I would have been a part of. But I think when that opportunity came, I told my agent, listen, you do anything, please to get me involved.
We have to get this one
with Investec, because it's just an unbelievable platform. And for me, I don't see it as a partnership. I see this as a family, because everybody's been welcoming. I've learned so much throughout the past few years, and hopefully just continue to learn and develop and make good relationships.
You've mentioned that you've always wanted to be part of the Investec family. Why is that?
As a young kid, obviously getting to watch TV and see the brand all over on the TV, I think for what they've achieved and what they've been doing, not just within South Africa, but global wise, the impact they have, the growth they have on other people out there has been unbelievable. And just the support they also give back to kids in underprivileged communities, where they have a goal to become, whether it's a doctor, whether it's to become a chartered accountant, whether it's to become a lawyer, that they enroll those kids within a program, within the Investec platform and foundation, shows that they want to make a difference. They want to see other kids also achieve their goals, knowing that they don't have the financial background, but becoming a part of the platform and the foundation within the Investec Group. That's something that's been inspiring to me. And I think one of the good reasons I also wanted to be a part of Investec, I think after 2019 World Cup, Owen Farrell was Investec ambassador for the UK branch. And obviously what happened in the final, I just thought it would be a good link and story to tell for me to hopefully be an ambassador for the brand in South Africa. For me, it's when I walked into the office the first day, is just the family that's created within the company and at Investec has just been unbelievable. It doesn't matter your background, what you have, where you come from. Everybody is seen as equal. Everybody is seen as what you put in is where you will go one day, and that is something I've seen with my own eyes when I go to the offices, and just their commitment to wanting the brand just to keep growing and be the best out there, which they already are. That's inspiring to me.
And what brand values have you seen from Investec that you would say match your view on life?
I think you respect others the way you want to be respected. You want to make a difference in other people's lives, whether that's small or big. It goes a long way. And just that connection you have within the company, within the people that looks after you, dedication, it's sacrifice, it's discipline, that speaks a lot. And when I walked into the office the first time in Johannesburg, I could just see all the excitement and all the energy within the office, and you could just see that everybody was happy to be a part of Investec, and just what their values, their mission and everything is because where they want to be one day. And that is just, as I said, discipline, being the best, whether you small or big, that everything and anything is possible.
Let's be frank about money. Some of the biggest money mistakes that you've made?
It's definitely purchasing a car, getting to entertain friends at a young age, going out and wanting to look after them, just putting money down the drain in that way. So yeah, that's a few definitely mistakes that I've made, that I can look back at now and say, yes, I could have been a bit wise the way I've spent my money and the decisions I've made. But at the end of the day, I've learned at the young age, and hopefully I don't make the same mistakes as I grow older. It's just obviously at having that balance of what you want and if you need it, and what you're giving it to, whether that's entertaining others, whether it's necessary or not. Yes, you can try and have a good time, but then shouldn't go out of control. It needs to be a balance of where you want to be one day and what you still want to achieve.
I want to go back to the needs and wants sentence that you just told us about. How important is it to differentiate between the two? What is necessary for you and what is just a luxury?
If you're thinking about it twice, it's not needed. If it's not going to benefit you, if it's not necessary at the moment, then it's not needed. But if there's something that can benefit you, what you're going to do and where you want to be, then it's a conversation to have. So yeah, it's that balance is, it's a tricky one, but it's one where you need to obviously speak to people also.
I like what you said. If you think about it twice, it's not needed.
Exactly.
You said earlier that it's your wife that keeps your finances straight, even when you want to stray and buy more cars. Are you still quite involved on the day-to-day running of your own finances, or are you happy to leave it to her and the team?
No, I'm still involved on my day-to-day finances. Yeah, my wife's she's there to just make sure that whatever we decide on, it's good for us as a family, and obviously for me, making sure that I know what's happening within my bank account, within my investments, where the money is, what the growth looks like. It's obviously making sure that I keep track on that. I don't just leave it out there and just think everything is just going to happen. So yeah, it's always making sure you keep track, knowing whether the money's gone up, whether it's gone down, why it's gone down, and just having that interactions with my wealth manager, or whether it's with a banker, just to stay on top of it all the time. I think it's a relationship that goes a long way, and at the end of the day, it's you obviously wanting to be invested into that because you've worked for that and you want to make sure that it's well looked after, it's protected and taken care of.
You've got your own bomb squad at home, 3 beautiful kids. What do you want to teach them about money?
Just whatever little bit you get, that you don't just blow it away, that you have a plan, what you want to do with it, you save it. So we've bought them all like mini bankers where they can, whatever they earn, whether they good behavior, whether they're cleaning up around the house, they get something as a reward. And we obviously try and encourage them to make sure that they try and save it as much as possible. And if they want to buy something that they like, or see, that they use their own money, so that they have that balance of, listen, if I want something, I need to save up to get it, or if I don't need it, I can still save up and my money can just keep growing. So yeah, it's just in the rolling what I've learned as a young kid and where I am today, that I can give back to them and make sure that, yeah, they don't just get what they want. It's making sure that they work for it. They have to earn it. And yeah, we're blessed to be where we are, but yeah, I don't think you can just give your kid everything that they want, because then they're not gonna know what it takes to actually work for something. It's having that fine balance. So yeah, I think my daughters, the boy's still quite young. He's the same as me, just wants cars, a rugby ball and boots. So yeah, the kids are, yeah, they're doing well.
The kids are all right. Looking at your own career, but also, you know, the money you've accumulated, what other curious things do you have in your mind when it comes to money, things you'd like to learn?
The offshore investing it's something that I would love to gain more knowledge on. Knowing what the markets are doing.
I mean, you're playing in every part of the world.
Yeah, with the currencies and that also. Yeah, definitely the offshore market, because yes, you have to stay on top of things all the time, and you need to know, obviously need to know a lot what's happening in the news, because that can have an impact on your offshore assets and stuff. So yeah, definitely offshore, and then but property and those can also be beneficial. So anything where I can just gain knowledge that I can take with me for the rest of my life.
There's a whole generation of athletes that look up to you as double World Cup champions, as rugby players, as athletes in general, that would be watching this particular episode of Everything Counts Sports Edition. And what key things do you think they should be looking at for their career, but also the balance of having a life while you have a hectic schedule?
Yeah, for me, it's just knowing that rugby is only a short career, so make the most out of the money that you get and earn, and save as much as you can, because you got a whole life to live. Yes, you need to obviously enjoy it at the same time because you've worked so hard. So you also need to reward you every now and then. But in saying that, there's going to be people that comes across your path that wants you to get involved into a business, invest into something, but you're actually not quite sure what the intentions really are, if it's beneficial to you or just to them. So it's just finding that balance of who you can trust and who you can work with, and yeah, just invest your money as much as possible, because yeah, the day does come when you do retire and you have to make other decisions.
We've talked a lot about money, but some things are priceless. You can't really put a value to them. Who would you like to thank for who Cheslin is today?
Yes, there's quite a few, but definitely my mom and my dad. Since day one, they've always been there for me. Till today, they've always been supportive and wanting the best for me. And then my beautiful wife and my kids. That's a big motivation for me, and the reason why I do what I do. And then also to teachers, coaches, primary, high school, that's seen the potential within me and try and unlock that, for believing and sticking with me. Just thank you to each and every one of them, because without their support, none of this would have been possible. I wouldn't be where I am today. And also to everybody that's come into my life throughout my professional career, thank you for also having a massive impact on and off the field for me. I respect that, and I take a lot from that as well. Small or big, everything makes a big difference at the end of the day. So yeah, everyone knows who they are, who's played a massive role in my development on the field, but I think more so off the field, just encouraging me to do better, wanting to achieve more. And yeah, I'm just grateful and blessed with all opportunities that's been given to me, and just want to make the most out of it. Yeah, still enjoying my rugby. Hopefully there's still another good couple of years. So yeah, just want to continue to do my best and have a positive impact on others out there, be an inspiration and role model, not just on the field, but off the field as well, as a family man, as a father, just to show that yes, it's not just about sport, but it's a life away from that speaks more than what you just do on the field. So yeah, just thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to my Investec family for looking after me and my family. It's been unbelievable, and a journey that we really enjoying and learning, and just want to continue a great relationship with for the future to come.
Cheslin, thank you for sharing your story. That's it from us here at Everything Counts Sports Edition. Remember to subscribe to Investec Focus Radio on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube for more episodes of Everything Counts.